In the hustle and bustle of our modern lives, it's so easy to forget the profound connection that we share with the natural world. Join me on a journey as we explore what it truly means to be one with nature. Our destination of today is going to be the Subukia Shrine. It is located in Subukia along the Nyahururu and Nakuru Highway. The Subukia Shrine has a history and it's considered a holy place to be at. This place is well maintained and it offers such a calm vibe, especially due to how quiet it is and the green scenery all over. People travel from all over the country to the shrine, and you can visit the shrine for prayers, or just to be there. And the good thing is, the shrine is not limited to only the Catholics. Everyone is welcomed. I've always loved visiting the shrine since I was a little girl, and mostly I would visit with other children because I've grown up in a Catholic homestead, and if you're a Catholic then unajua kuna hii mambo ya PMC, kuna youth. And so I was in PMC and we would visit the shrine frequently and I loved the vibe. At the time, I wouldn't say I was so keen on prayers, but I just enjoyed the company I was going with. And there's just that curiosity when you're a child and you just want to go places. So that was me back then. But now, as I continue to grow and mature day by day, I've gotten to understand the importance of prayers, and now basically praying is a fundamental piece in my life. Because there's just something when you have your own relationship with God and not necessarily depending on the relationship that others have with God. Like there's a different feeling when you can talk to God directly and not just, see what He's doing for others, see how He's coming through for others. It's just something different. And I'm going to be telling you why it's more important to have your own relationship with God. And one thing I've come to learn and be happy about is that to know God is to know yourself. The moment you decide to know God, then you're going to know yourself. He's going to reveal who you are and who you've always been before all these layers were added to you. The layers of society, the layers of not being enough, the layers of not feeling like you deserve it, the layers of, not feeling like you're worthy of love, the layers that have been formed as a result of rejection, and basically everything that has covered the real you. So keep watching and you will get to learn a lot. So the shrine is located on a hill and there are some ponds that are ever flowing with water. I've heard stories about Mother Mary appearing to some people while they were there, especially the CWA women. And people believe that you can get healed by using this water, and the power is in whether you believe it or not. For a while, I was struggling spiritually and I questioned the existence of God based on my life circumstances a lot. I couldn't understand the logic of who God was despite having proof and seeing it for myself. Unlike me, my mom is so strong spiritually and my grandfather was also a catechist, so growing up I had that knowledge. I remember we faced such a hard period in life and I got tired. I was at the point of giving up, but I kept pushing because I had people holding me together. And I got tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. God would provide, God knows, God sees, And if you're not strong in faith like I was, you'll find yourself resenting everything happening around you, especially when the situations don't cater to you. I even resented people who constantly posted about God. I envied them because I didn't understand, or I didn't have the capacity to understand what kind of relationship they had with God. I had also made efforts to try and read the Bible, but something always came up, and I would either forget or I wouldn't just have the time. Turns out, God knew all this, and He saw my desire to want to know Him, and so He aligned me with what He had for me. It started with small steps. My mom was supposed to, visit the shrine with other church members, and she asked me to join, and I declined. But then I couldn't stop thinking about it once they had gone. So I asked her if I could join her in the next one. But then it was cancelled last minute, and instead of my mom backing down, she planned it all and we went with a few other people. And in that moment, I felt that God was using my mom to guide me to Him. From that point, I began establishing the foundation of, my relationship with God. You don't have to try so hard to please God. He understands you have not done this before and is going to be patient with you, and He will give you the time you need. So that was how my experience felt like. And I've always known God from other people's perspective, but I wanted to have my own perspective, and that's why I decided to deepen the connection that I had. They say life is hard, but life without God is harder, and I can attest to that. Having that relationship with God means that you understand that there is someone higher than you and is in control of everything. Knowing God means that now you'll be living in His world and not your world anymore. And this is the reason you see people as a collective change their way of living, because it's no longer in alignment with God's way. God's world is so different from our earthly world. It's peaceful and not chaotic. The experience you get is one you'll never forget, and you'll always crave for it because you experience love, you experience care, provision, nurturing. It's basically like having a father, only that this one is on another level. What they don't tell you is that apart from the good, you'll also undergo so many tests that you'll most likely break down from. It's not a smooth ride, but trust that it's not in vain. God is not punishing you, nor is He angry with you. It's part of becoming who you are really meant to be and who you've always been in His eyes. It's about learning and unlearning. When you ask for something and ask for a sign, just like people in the Bible, you will be shown and you'll know it's truly Him. When you know God, you learn to rely on Him both in the good and the bad times, because you understand that the circumstances are answers and there is a lesson you need to learn to move forward. A relationship with God will save you from a lot, and you also learn to be content with life, whether you have more or you have little. I hope that one day you'll also get to experience a relationship with God, and if you have, let me know your experience in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.